Lisa Hanna, lead out to the people them right through Jamaica. Yeah man, spreading love.
The one and only Lisa Hanna.
Yeah.
Bring back down to the people, yeah.
Every time.
Well, alright, alright.
Here's a choppy.
It's so nice, it's so sweet, it's so beautiful.
Lisa Hanna, lead out to the people them right through Jamaica. Yeah man, spreading love.
The one and only Lisa Hanna.
Yeah.
Bring back down to the people, yeah.
Every time.
Alright, alright.
Yes, I. Welcome back to the Steady Show, Steady Family. We have a very exciting show lined up for you this evening. Steady Voice, what you say?
Yeah, we're so ready.
Yes, man. So, hear what? So, about around October the 2nd, we did a show called Can Lisa Hanna Defeat Bro God? And, the response on that video has been quite good.
Yeah.
I think we've hit over 1,000 views on that one. So
Yay.
people have been paying attention. So if you haven't checked that one out yet, please go ahead and do so. So, we're going to do a part 2 as we promise then. But you know what? Based on the developments in the media and so on, yeah, we're going to take a slightly different approach just so that we can zero in on some, very important stuff as it relates to Lisa Hanna, right? So we're still looking at, can Lisa Hanna defeat Bro God, right? And yeah, play the music, man. Make way, man. I like that song, you know. What do you think?
It's good, man.
Tell my vibes, man. Yes, people, so we're gonna look at this now, and what we're gonna do, just to bring up some stuff that we feel is very important, is that we're going to do what is called a SWOT analysis. That's SWOT. Now, Steady Voice, what is the SWOT analysis?
The SWOT analysis is where we look at her strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So the strengths and weaknesses are the internal things, what she's good at, what she's not so good at. And then the opportunities and threats are those external things outside of her that threaten her winning this presidential election.
And stuff that she may be able to take the opportunities that she may be able to leverage.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's very interesting. So SWOT analysis is something that's usually used by organizations to just kind of measure their their strengths and their weaknesses, and just to look at internally and then externally just to look at their opportunities and threats. So we're going to apply this one to Lisa Hanna, just to look at her from various angles. So so you look like you're obsessed with that song there. But let's roll with it anyway, alright? So we're going to look at Lisa's strengths, and of course we can't cover all of it. We're just going to look at some of them, right? So when it comes on to, being eligible for being president for the People's National Party and being a strong contender to defeat, the Honorable Andrew Holness, yeah, we can see that she has sound educational background, which is good enough. Yeah, she has a strong support system. And you have anything to say about that?
Well, she does have a strong support system. She has Philip Powell in her corner. She has Natalie Nita. She has Dr. Maurice Guy. She has Daly. She has Nikhil Phillips. So she does have a strong support system. Right.
And when we say support system, we're talking about with a lot of persons who lost their seats as well. So
yes, sir.
let's not go into that right now, no. right? One of the things that she says, and we can see, is that Lisa is one who she chooses not to air her dirty laundry, the internal party stuff in public. I think that's a good thing to always try to maintain a positive front.
It is a good thing, and she's done that in her personal life as well.
Okay, so that's awesome,
Mm-hmm.
right? Exposure to good mentorship. So the last time I say, I was kind of just guessing that, she must have had good mentorship, but I've heard in her own words through further research that, she's been mentored by the great PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson Miller. I would
Yes.
know those are very strong. I like PJ almost back to back election
Yeah.
that he won.
Yeah. So and she just said she stated, I was reading in a Gleaner article back in 2015 or so. She did an interview with them, and she was saying she really wanted to give back
Mm,
more to the community, and so she just approached um, the then Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, well,
awesome.
former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson,
Mm,
and said, well, what can I do?
mm. All right, sounds good. One thing we know well is that she works well with youth, and youth for Lisa Hanna, that's a thing that's trending out there right now. She's popular on social media,
Hmm.
yeah, and she's very relatable, very down to earth,
Hmm.
and which is arguably, one of her strongest points going up against Mark Golden
Yeah.
in this election.
She's personable. She's relatable.
Yeah.
She seems accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Those will work to her
All right.
advantage.
I'm sure there are other things. So we're gonna ask the folks, in the comment section, please go ahead and you can list the other characteristics which makes Lisa a very strong contender against Mark Golden, yeah, and a strong contender against Andrew Holness.
And I think I want to add, as the viewers add their own comments, that she's a really good orator.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks well. She speaks clearly. She speaks a little slowly, to be very honest,
Mhm,
but she
Yeah,
captures
yeah,
the
we noticed that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
captures the
yeah.
attention of her audience, and she pulls you into her.
Yeah,
That will be good
yeah,
for winning over delegates. Come on now.
yeah. All right, sounds good. So we just worked on the S. We're gonna move on to the W, which represents weakness.
Oh, weaknesses.
So, from what I've seen, and I could be challenged and corrected, I don't know that I've seen enough issue-based media presence from Lisa.
I've scored the Jamaican YouTube um,
Mm,
world. Let's call it that for want of the more appropriate term.
right.
Just to find something with her, something current. So that's a weakness
And
in and of
outside
itself.
of youth and culture,
Yes,
that
outside
kind of
of
stuff.
being relatable, outside of identifying with people, there's nothing that with her speaking to issues, speaking to things that are of concern. At least nothing current.
Right.
So
Especially for somebody who's now looking to become the
the president.
president of the
Yeah.
PMP. All right, fair enough. Confrontational and defensive. Apparently, there are a number of individuals who have tasted Lisa's wrath within the party, and it is said that those are some of the issues why she performed so poorly,
Okay.
even though she won the seat. But it was a safe seat, and she didn't do so well. So apparently, she has some internal issues, some interpersonal
Party issues.
interpersonal issues
Interpersonal issues.
that she might need to, or intrapersonal issues that she may need to resolve. But yeah.
Okay, or I might also add, making no excuses for her, it
Mhm.
might have to do with how people view women in politics.
Oh,
So,
that's a different story.
yeah, if we look at the issues for what they are, then we can assess them. But if we don't know the situation,
So, all right.
we leave that.
All right, makes sense. All right. I believe in her own words, she mentioned that she did not adequately prepare for the role of PMP president prior to Peter Phillips's resignation. Yeah?
Yeah.
And yeah, I heard her say that, I believe, in an interview with, I believe, Nationwide. She said that if she knew that this challenge she would have been dealing with this challenge at this point in her career, she probably would have made
The preparation.
different decisions in her early political life. But you can't forgive people.
Yes, and but it is a weakness, and it's good that she recognizes it as a weakness. In fact, lack of preparedness will always be a weakness for anybody in any situation. So yeah.
It's also a very good leadership trait when you can admit to your weakness. It means that you can prepare to have those resolved. Apparently, she has unresolved issues with factions, within the party. So she might need to start making some phone calls to people who carry bad blood from 2016 election and other issues.
I'm going to play this song now. See? She needs to start with this.
So bring back the love, right?
She needs to not just say she's bringing back the love, but actually bring back the love.
All right.
People have a right to choose their side. She's chosen her sides, but it has certain implications. So when you've chosen a side, no, you have to, because you're not going to be president for a side.
You're going to be president for the entire party.
Right. So now you need to make everybody know that you'll be good for everybody, not just a side. I need to do away with this faction story that the PNP has.
And that she can really remove the concern about whether she can really unify the party.
Right.
And so on. All right, so that's the list for weakness. Anybody has any more to throw in? The comment section is right there. Go ahead.
Lisa Hanna, lead out to the people them right through Jamaica.
All right, so looking at her opportunities now, just one of the biggest ones is that she really has less competition based on the fact that, out of all 63 seats, the PNP only won 14, so that's something she can leverage. So Lisa go from one day. Lisa wasn't the biggest thing, but with that massive loss, she's risen to stardom within the party overnight.
It's a whole heap of people drop out. And I'm not saying that she doesn't even deserve it, but this is the hand she is dealt.
This is the hand she's dealt.
Her lack of preparation.
All right, so she has a lot of she has a lot of support groups on social media, which I believe is good, and they feel very strongly that she's the best person.
They're passionate, bad.
They're very passionate about it, right? So I would mention before, targeting the youth. She's also appealing to the human element with Bring Back Love. I believe that's a good thing that she's using, because everybody can relate to that. Bring back sweet. Yeah? And believe it or not, Lisa is very liked by persons within both JLP and PNP. So, from she was, Miss Jamaica World 93 and so on. Yeah. A lot of people love Lisa, so she has that going for her. So she's already popular in Jamaica and around the world. So that's something that's good for her. She's also definitely seen as a good matchup for Andrew Holness. Two of them young, them educated, them popular, them engaged youth. They're culturally aware and in touch. I think that's good. And, based on both of them, you have way more young people getting involved in politics now, which is a very good thing.
That is the truth.
Yeah. And then she has the backing of women and the young, which is good. You understand me? So those are opportunities that Lisa definitely should continue to build on and to leverage in her favor. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to take care of what needs to be taken care of, and so we can see the real matchup that, from what the polls are saying right now, you understand me, if she can really defeat Bro God.
Yeah, it's true. The Gleaner on September 27th, but this is before the presidential race started, before everybody threw in their hats, when they had published the piece on leaked polls.
Leaked polls?
Yeah, leaked polls. Interestingly, because we're talking about opportunities, she was ahead with the delegates.
Oh.
She was ahead with the delegates. It's a poll done by Don Anderson.
And the delegate vote is what she wants right now.
Delegate vote is what you want. The MP is a different story, but we're talking opportunities, so we'll keep talking about the opportunities. So she has a market with the delegates. And like I said, I believe she can reach them. So that's definitely an opportunity. You know what another interesting opportunity is for her? Dayton Campbell.
How so though?
Every
Let me drink some water for that.
every time Dr. Dayton Campbell speaks, it's likely that he increases her base. Because
But Dayton has had some pretty alarming things to say about.
Which is why he enlarges her base. Because after people done listening to some of the things he said, them say, all right, not a chance. Let me just support Lisa.
Dayton stood beside her in the debates just the other day.
Yeah, and that clearly never mattered.
All right, so we're gonna look at the very last component within the SWOT analysis, which is threats. All right, so threats. What are her threats at this point? External things. It has nothing to do with her personally, right? But Lisa is running against Mark Golden. He's a proven politician, no pun intended, and business leader, perhaps.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Proven.
Right. There's also some bad publicity from comrades, including MPs, on claims of disloyalty. I believe they said that she voted against her party in the local government thing in 2016, the local government election.
I mean, I'll just leave the public to give their own opinion on that. I have my own, and I think they just need to let that be.
All right, not a problem. So, lack of confidence in her leadership and work ethics, which is said to be evidenced by the fact that, she almost lost a safe seat, and her seat has been a safe seat for over 2 decades.
Right.
So, that perception is definitely a threat. Many comrades believe she cannot unite the party based on past actions, which we alluded to earlier. You understand me? And again, Mark Golden has a very, very strong professional work history as both a lawyer and a corporate executive, which makes him seem more fit to be party president to unite the thing. But, all of these threats, we can decide whether they are really, if they're a high level threat, if they're, medium level threat, or if they are low level threat. So, the folks in the comment section, you can go ahead and let us know. But what we do know right now is that with the election coming up on November 7, you really have 2 strong contenders, and it's really up to the delegates to decide what they're going to do and who they feel is best to not just be the president of the party, but they have to look very critically on which of them is best to win an election. Yeah. So for the folks in the comment section, go ahead and tell us what you think about this, and if you feel Lisa is the person at this point, and if not, you can just give us reasons so we can keep the communication open. So, can Lisa Hanna defeat Andrew Holness?
But before that, can she defeat?
Will she defeat? It is the big question right now. So we hope that you enjoyed this program this evening, right? Please continue to do your research, look at the facts, look at the evidence, and we will know for sure come November 7 who will be victorious. All right? This is a steady show saying thank you for viewing. Yeah? Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Big up on yourself, Jamaica. Steady voice.
Out.
Jamaica feel the vibe. Lisa Hanna is the choice that is right. We can feel your love, boy, flowing on me.